Dan, how do you rate tonight's performance?
Well below standard. Really poor in all areas of our game, and I think, to be honest, like Jess and I just chatting before, really surprised that that's what we put out tonight. We prepared really well, we were confident going in, and we just outplayed by a far better team tonight. And, you know, for us, I think we've got to bin it pretty quickly and move on, but also be far more ferocious in starting a big game. I think that's probably the most disappointing thing, that we didn't show up in that from that first whistle. And whilst we had moments here and there throughout the game, that's not what we pride ourselves on, that quality of performance. So we'll cop it on the chin, and we'll bounce back and respond big time next week.
How do you respond to that? You said you want to move on really quickly. Are you going to look in depth at the game, or do you think this is just out of character for you guys?
Well, I think a bit of both. I think that's the big discussion point for us. Is this where we're at, or is this just a rough day at the office? And, you know, you look at Thunderbirds last week, they were nowhere near their best and lost to the Firebirds, and here they are 7 days later against us playing championship quality netball. So it's happened to all the teams. Same thing when the Vixens demoralised us. They lost to Lightning the week before. So this is a tough competition. You've got to be at your very, very best every single week. So we'll certainly look at the parts of our game that fell apart, where we lost our heads and just couldn't get our links and connections back, and absolutely fell off game plan and fell off task. And I think it was survival mode by the end of the game. So we'll look at those parts, but also I'll back in my team and every single player in my team to go, you know what, just a tough day at work, and we'll be more hardened because of it, and we'll be better next week because of the experience.
Jess, how did it feel out there on court? I guess you could probably feel that slipping away at times. How did you try and, I guess, rally your team?
Yeah, it was obviously a really tough contest, and credit to the Thunderbirds, they really brought it, and like Dan said, we didn't really show up from the start there, and I think the way that we came out after half-time proved to ourselves that we could be in the contest and we could bring it, but yeah, it's just the fact that we didn't do that from the start, and then especially in that second quarter, we just let it blow out and didn't stick to our standards. So yeah, it's definitely something that we're going to look at, and we know that we can respond well to losses, so that's what we'll be focusing on.
That third quarter was a shining light for the changes you made, Dan. What was your message to everyone at half-time?
Do your job. It was pretty simple. I think, you know, we were really direct and honest with each other in that moment, going, yeah, we haven't shown up for work today. We're nowhere near where we need to be. Respect your position, respect your role, and get out there and play some netball. So there was no rocket science in what the message was. It was simply just get out there and be better. And, you know, credit to the girls in that lineup in the third quarter that did take on that challenge. And, you know, we thought if we got ourselves within 10 and got to single digits, we're right in that contest. And, you know, again, further credit to the team. We did have moments to get 9 or to maybe put a little bit more pressure on the opposition to see how they would respond. But we just weren't good enough on our turnover conversion, and, you know, in total, not good on our centre pass conversion either. So we had moments. We've learnt a lot. We've seen a lot throughout the course of the game. But Thunderbirds in all areas of the game today just too good for us.
It's a tough day for Dehaney back there against Romelda Aiken. She looked like she had a really solid game, but I guess it was the speed that it was coming down. Is that how you saw it?
Yeah, I think at times our phase 1 was really good, and then we were loose on phase 2, and then I think Katie Ann got herself caught in some random positions at times where she had to hustle and move her feet and was just outplayed against Romelda, who was rock solid for them. So Katie will want to respond next week, and I'm sure she will. And, you know, when she did do what was required, she had some good impact, and the defensive unit had some good impact at times when we were all on task. But they're a well-oiled machine, the Thunderbirds, and they've got a lot of confidence at the moment, and that defence end obviously was up and about too, providing a lot of opportunity for them. So lots of turnovers from both teams, but Thunderbirds just far more clinical with the ball today.
Just lastly, Diamond's squad was announced this week. Had Sunday Ariang in there. Have you seen her season? She's seemed to do pretty well.
Yeah, she's been having an amazing season for us, and I think really flourished in our environment and stepping up into a bit more of a leadership role. And the way she's connected in with 2 new defensive partners in Fran Williams and Katie Ann Dehaney has been awesome. And she's really coming into her own as a player, and I think is a real rock in our lineup week to week. And yeah, it's great to see her rewarded for that, and really keen to see kind of what her role in the Diamonds team looks like over the next 12 months.